Welcome to the Raw Recruiting Network. I'm Tony Sands. This is Derrick Crudup. We're going to get into a little bit of the private schools. These are schools that a lot of people think, they don't play the top talent. But that's not true, because when you look at the way the game is going now, schools are traveling abroad. What I mean by abroad, they're traveling throughout the state to play better competition. Let's take a look at some of the private schools and some of the players that's at some of the private schools. Let's look at Cardinal Gobbons. We'll start with there with Peyton Bender, and as we talked about earlier in the segment, Trevon Lee and George Russian. These are guys that are performing at the private school level. They're playing top-notch football, and you see why the colleges are now starting to flock to a lot of these private schools. Back when I played, and I played at Broward Christian, it wasn't so much where the colleges were flocking to those programs because they felt that we didn't play the tough competition, but that's not true. On our list, as you're going to hear us talk about, me and D, you're going to see some of the top performers are coming from the private schools.
You made a great point. You look at programs like you mentioned with the youth school and the programs like Oxbridge Academy in Palm Beach. Great guys. You got a guy named Trevon Sanders down there, and the associate doing a great job with those guys. Trevon Sanders is a young kid. He's coming up. He's an upper rising star. He's got it in his DNA. Lamar Parrish is his grandfather. His dad just played big-time football in Illinois. So you're talking about a private school that when a college coach come in, he have a tendency to not look at, say, judging the film, what is his level of competition? That question always comes up. They're playing a quality level competition. But a school like Oxbridge, they're getting there. They're not there yet, Tony, but I'm quite sure Coach Social will get them there. You're going to touch on something like the youth school, the University School with Roger Harris.
Exactly.
Just got a great football program, St. Thomas, Aquinas.
Great program.
George Smith started that deal. Just a great program in St. Thomas. So they don't dodge anybody. They level competition is out the roof, and they take on people around the country. Not just here in South Florida, they travel everywhere and play top programs.
And when you talk about, talked about from the private schools, you look at Roger Harris over at University School. I watched how Roger Harris build that program. He took that program from an upstarted program. He is to what I call the youth school university, because he built it. It's his baby. It's his DNA. And when he started that program, the one thing he told me, D, he said, I want to play the tougher competition. At that time, he didn't have the type of athlete that he have now, but he was building that program to where, hey, I'm going to play those top talents, and you're going to see me turn this program into a champion. That's why he's one of the top-ranked private schools throughout the nation.
He is. He's just a great guy, just a unique guy, just a class act, Roger. Every time I get a chance to boast and brag about Roger Harris and the deal that he does at the University School, it's just outstanding. And going back to what say watching the film and studying these kids, players that say they're not playing a lot of competition, but some of the best players there is like the Quincy Wilson over there. I mean, they're just great football players there. Andrew Moulton over there at St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
Just an outstanding football player.
Kid that's uncommitted, but a kid that has a whole lot of offers. And we talked about Devontae Pete. When you talk about a big receiver, and this guy, every time I watch St. Thomas game, he remind me of a guy like Randy Moss, because I watch St. Thomas just throw it up, and he go and get it. I remember I was on the sideline a week ago, and one thing he said, man, throw it up. He told his quarterback, throw it up, and I'll go get it, because that DB can't cover me.
Right.
That's the type of swag and attitude I like that those diva receiver has, and I had an opportunity to train a diva receiver, Michael Irvin, and that's the one thing he always taught Troy Aikman about. Throw me the ball, throw it up. I'm going to use my big body to fan off that little DB. So, I mean, when you look at these private schools are doing well throughout the state of Florida, and that's why private schools are the ones that really started this trend, St. Thomas, of traveling out of the state to get recognition and bring recognition back to the state. Now you see it throughout a lot of programs. I watched Dillard travel to Dallas, Texas. You look at Cooper City, program like them, they traveled outside the state. So it's becoming known as a known thing for high schools to travel throughout the state.
They are. And, just can't sleep on the private school sector anymore. They're just doing a magnificent job from the bottom to the top. I mean, what you call a lower private school to a top private school, they are doing a magnificent job. I mean, hats off to those guys, and they're going to continue to win. They're going to continue to do well. To speak of their American heritage, Heritage Del Rey. I mean, they even getting the linemen. We talked about some of the skilled guys here. Some of the linemen Broughton, Hayden Broughton. He's an outstanding young man. He's huge. He's 6'5", he's 300 pounds, Tony. He got great feet. He moves like an alley cat. I mean, he's just an athlete. He's 6'5", 300 pounds. What is that? He's an athlete. This kid is a tremendous athlete. Broughton Hayden over there at Heritage Del Rey. Just an outstanding kid, outstanding lineman. And the private schools are doing their thing in that.
And we talk about linemen. That's one thing. A lot of people don't know how to evaluate linemen because they don't know what to look for in linemen. When I look at a lineman, I look at their feet. I want to make sure that a lineman has good feet, and then I look at a lineman from the back. As you always say, you can tell a good lineman by his backside. That wide load back there tells you a lot about an offensive lineman, and it tells you what a guy can do by his feet. A lineman got to be able to pull. They got to have quick feet. They got to be able to step. They got to be able to pass, rush, pass set, and get the job done. And you're seeing a lot of that. And when you talk about linemen, Deerfield Beach High School has a lot of linemen. Cardinal Gobbons, the linemen over there, really, when you look at it, because these are unsung heroes.
Right.
Of football.
Right.
Cardinal Gobbons linemen are playing well. Those are another guys that they stepped up to the cause this summer and made sure that, hey, the guys like Trevon, the guys like Bender can have and do what they do on the football field. But they are the unsung heroes. So we're going to make sure that we bring you linemen here on Raw Recruiting Network.
All right, welcome back to the Raw Recruits Network, Football Network. I'm here with Nigel Ceasar from Spanish River High School and a host of his teammates here behind him. Spanish River is a program that's up and coming, making big strides, doing a great job over there at Spanish River. That staff over there, hats off to Coach Bill Ceasar, just doing an outstanding job there at Spanish River High School. I'm here with his son, Nigel Ceasar. Just want to sit here and talk to Nigel a little bit about his recruitment, how things going, how his season going. I think Nigel have over 500 yards so far receiving. I think that leads Palm Beach County. They have over 5 interceptions, which also leads Palm Beach County. So Nigel's an up and rising star here. Played at Lake Worth last year. Just doing some magnificent things there at Spanish River. Nigel, glad to have you. And I want to talk to you a little bit. What kind of impact you have that being a go-to guy? Last year at Lake Worth, you probably wasn't the go-to guy. You feel like now at Spanish River, you kind of so-called the go-to guy. You had to step it up a little bit and play more of a leadership role, so to speak, and help your teammates strive to be better. How's that working out for you?
It's coming along. It's kind of hard at times because you get double coverage in the game, triple coverage, but that still opens the ball up for everybody else. So it's pretty good. It's coming good. It's a great impact.
Good. Yeah. Now I was at your game last week when you played BOCA Raton. What a hard-fought game. I noticed you were fighting an injury. Of that type deal, and I see you swinking coming off the field a little bit there, and like I say, fighting a little injury. But how's your season going? How you from the beginning of the year to now Game 5? How do you feel like you guys have progressed as a football team?
Well, we got much better, way much better. Way much better.
Much better since day one. All right, I noticed that you're getting the ball. They're trying to get your ball in space a lot. They're throwing a lot of bubble screens to you. They're throwing what you call a rocket screen to you. They're throwing a lot of different things to you, trying to get the ball to your hand. How do you accept that role, Nigel? Being at Lake Worth, like I said, you wasn't the so-called the go-to guy. You had a lot of other weapons around you at Lake Worth last year. How do you accept that role now as being the so-called the guy at Spanish River? You liking that role? You like it? You don't like it?
I like it. I love it a lot.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got some of your teammates behind me. Eric is number 11. He's just an outstanding linebacker. Your Spanish River guys back here. I mean, they're outstanding players. So introduce some of your guys right here behind us.
Oh yeah, we got Dylan Silver, Matt Coos, Wyatt, Carson, quarterback Ben Romer, running back Jordan Henry, the big guy Nixon. We're doing pretty good.
Okay, so how are you accepting as far as your overall team? You got great camaraderie. I see you guys are pretty close-knit football team there at Spanish River. You're making big strides. How do you think the second half of the season is going to go now? I think you got 0-5 right now, but you're getting it together. You're playing great football. You're in a lot of close, tight games. How do you think how do you foresee the second half of your season?
I think it's going to be much better because, we got better since, like you said, since day one. And, we're going to get a win next week against Parkland. I really do think so.
That's good. Now, let's talk a little bit about recruiting, Nigel. Let's talk about the recruiting. There's a lot of receivers getting offers. You get offers, and I think your offer is going to come real soon. You're going to have offers from everywhere. I think you're coming very, very soon for Nigel Ceasar. How do you think that when you see other kids getting offers, and you say, man, I played 7-7 with that kid. I was at all these camps all through the summer with that kid, and that kid started getting offers. How did that make you feel?
It kind of feel bad, but it's whatever I get over because I know I'm gonna get one anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay. So you're very confident that that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't let that bring me down. You know, stay up, stay humble. You know, just keep moving forward.
How your teammates help you in that process? What they've been very supportive of you.
Yeah, they very supportive. Very supportive.
So your dad been coaching for a long time, way overdue. He's at Summit Christian. I even coached with him years back at Spanish River with your dad. Your grandfather, I mean, football's in your DNA. Your dad was a great running back, Bethune-Cookman, the Spanish River, just a great football player. It's in your DNA. How your father has helped you by him being your head coach? You're there in the household with him. He's your head football coach. How's that? Is that he get on you sometime? Hey Nigel, what are you doing? Well, get on. And he get on you. How's that working?
It's good because like he teach me the little things, you know, the little things I didn't know about, and like it helps me a lot, and it works and it gets me a lot better. He teach me a lot.
That's great. That's great. So, and your dad is very good offensive-minded football coach. Does a lot of good things for you. And you know, I heard Tony in the last segment talking to Brandon Powell about his dad and the great things about his dad. And but your teammates, now your teammates is like your brothers away from home. All these guys here, all these guys is like your teammates. You're like family. Yeah. You go to battle together, you war together. All you guys, you know, just a tight knit family. Even though you're from different backgrounds, but it's like family. You come and grow on each other. I mean, how is that? Is that something in the locker room at Spanish River High School that you guys bond in the locker room? You fuss and fight in the locker room like brothers do fuss and fight sometimes in the house. Or do you guys like? It's a close-knit family there at Spanish River? Yeah,
it's very close. You know, sometimes we bump heads, you know, but we get over it and just keep going.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a great bond.
Awesome. If you had to say a guy in the locker room outside of yourself, who is that guy that really in your locker kind of the peacemaker, so to speak, in your locker room on your football team, kind of like, you know, that guy is, you know, you can walk when he walks, you know, and say that's the guy. That guy's we kind of listen to that guy. Who is that guy?
I would say our linebacker Cardinal.
That's that guy. So he kind of patches things together to keep the team together.
Yeah.
What is his strength? What you think about him?
He's a very smart guy. He's very smart. He's strong too. Like him and Eric, I think they're like one of the best linebackers in Palmer County.
Right. So who you got this coming up with? Who you have Friday night?
Oh, we have a bye week this week.
Got a bye week this Friday? Okay, who you have the following week?
We got Park Vista Thursday night.
You got Park Vista. Park Vista got a host of players now. They got the big safety Marquise Gaillard. What you think about that? You got to face Marquise Gaillard. They got a great guy, a little quarterback, run around a lot in Quad Martin. They got a man at running back. They got a lot of good talent over there at Park Vista. How do you think you guys are going to stack up against Park Vista?
I mean, if we stay disciplined and do everything we know and that we learn, then we can beat them. If we just do everything that we know, all the keys, we'll get them.
Now, growing up, let's go back to recruiting. Growing up, who was your favorite football team? Who you like? What's college that you like to play for? What was your favorite team growing up?
My favorite
team. Brandon Powell says his favorite team is Florida State.
Yeah, that's my favorite team.
That's your.
Yeah.
What is it with Florida State that is your favorite team?
It's just the atmosphere there. It's a great thing. It's a great team. Also, it's just. I don't know, it's just a great place.
It's something about it. Tony mentioned about the Tomahawk Chop, and Brandon talked about the Florida State Seminoles. Now here we is, and Nigel Ceasar talking about Florida State. Florida State got it going on here, and we'll be right back. I'd like to thank you, Nigel, for coming out. I'd like to thank you guys at Spanish River Sharks for coming out and showing a lot of support to the Raw Recruit Network. I'd like to thank you guys, and good luck on the rest of that second half of your season. And I think good things will happen because you guys are really, really working hard at Spanish River, and Coach Ceasar got those guys going in the right direction. So I think the sky's the limit for you guys in the second half of the season. And we appreciate you coming out and being on the Raw Recruit Network. We'll be right back. I think we're coming up with Trevon Lee from Cardinal. You don't want to miss it with Tony Sands. Hey, welcome back to the Raw Recruit Network. I'm here with Trevon Lee, outstanding wide receiver from Cardinal High School. Trevon, we're glad to have you on the show. You're doing a lot of big things there, and I think we're looking at the Raw Recruit Big Boy, Trevon coming in number 50 on our Raw Recruit Big Boy. Just an outstanding receiver, just running great routes from the bottom route, top route. He works his route, he just explode out his brakes. Just an outstanding receiver in Trevon Lee. Put up great numbers with an outstanding quarterback over there, Peyton Bender. Trevon, tell me about what you feel like is your biggest asset as a receiver. What makes it so tough for teams to defend Trevon Lee?
I feel like I run great routes. I have soft hands, and I make big plays. So those are my biggest attributes, I would say. Yeah.
That's your biggest. What is your favorite route? A lot of people like the post route. They want to go deep. They like a favorite route. What is your favorite route? What is your route? I don't want you to tip your hands to anyone, but what is your favorite route?
I would say the post route. It's like my money route.
Why is that?
Yeah, like whenever I get a post route, it's pretty much a touchdown all the time. So it's good. Yeah, I like it. That's my favorite route.
Yeah. So do you like what kind of coverage you like to see? When you like reading zone coverages? You like the press coverage when they come up and bump your press coverage? What kind of or does it matter?
It really doesn't matter, but what I would say, like, my favorite coverage is man, because I only have to worry about the person in front of me, and like I'm gonna beat them, so it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, I like man coverage.
Talk to me a little about the Cardinal Gobbons system. It's a pass-friendly system. You're a kid with gifted hands. You invite the ball in very well. You're a gifted receiver. What about the system that you like from a mental standpoint at Cardinal Gobbons, as from playing receiver? What about that system that Trevon Lee likes about that system?
Well, I like that we pass the ball a majority of the time. We get the ball in all of our receivers' hands. All the receivers on our team are explosive, so I like that. Every receiver will like getting the ball most of the time. So the fact that we pass the ball a lot it's good. It's good.
Now, do they ask a lot from you guys from a mental standpoint and running routes when they say you see zone coverage, you see man coverage, or you feel like everything's predetermined in your system?
It's predetermined, but it's mental at the same time. Like you have to pick up on stuff like during the play and adjust. So that's what we practice and we do that in the games too.
Right. Now, so a lot of people got sight adjustment routes. You got sight adjustment. You know, the blitz coming, boom, they raise up and hit the ball. You know, and no one knows what's going on but you and the quarterback. Are you and Peyton on that same page when it comes to sight adjustments and things of that nature?
Yeah, I wouldn't say me and Peyton, but me and all the receivers on the team, or all the receivers on the team and Peyton are like on the same level with that. So
yeah, outstanding. That's an outstanding deal. But what makes Peyton so good is that he got great receivers. You guys got your teammate George Russian is one great guy yourself. So what makes him so good? Is it just him or the George? What is it? That it's the system that you're in, or it's not one of those dink and dunk type deals? What makes Peyton that guy?
Besides us and the system. Yeah, Peyton's he's a smart quarterback and he has a great arm. He probably has one of the best arms I've ever seen, like on a quarterback, like, personally. So that's what makes him great, in my opinion.
Okay. What about your teammate George Russian? What's so good about George?
He's explosive. I like that about him. He's explosive. He breaks tackles and makes big plays, like myself. So
yeah, your head football coach. What you think? What you feel about him? Is he a great guy? Has he been there for a while? He's a great man. What you like about him? The player coach? What is it about him that you like?
He's everything. He's a player's coach. He's been there for a while. He teaches me stuff. Like he gives me great morals. He tells me about grades, like how grades are important when it comes to recruiting and stuff. So he preaches good things to me and the team.
All right. Oh, you mentioned recruiting. How is that coming for you? How's the recruiting process coming for you? I asked Nigel Ceasar in the last segment. I asked Nigel Ceasar about the great receiver out of Spanish River, Nigel. He don't have an offer yet. I asked him about, you see kids that yourself, you play a lot of 7-on-7s, went to a lot of camps this summer. What is, when you see other kids getting offered and Trevon Lee they're not pulling that trigger on Trevon Lee, how does that make you feel?
I feel I'm really blessed from the opportunity that I have from getting all these offers. I like that coaches are showing interest in me and like allowing me to have the opportunity to play in their school. So I'm glad that my hard work paid off finally.
Okay. If you was talking to a college coach right now, you're trying to sell yourself outside of your film selling yourself, what would you tell a college coach? Why should they take Trevon Lee? Why should they give Trevon Lee a scholarship? What is it about Trevon Lee that they should offer you? What is it about you?
I'm always gonna work. I'm gonna try to work harder than who's in front of me, and I'm gonna try to make my team better. Just not myself, but my team better. So that's what I would probably tell him.
All right. What is your biggest asset as a football player, as a receiver? What is your biggest asset? Is your speed, your hand? What is your mental capacity of the game? What is your biggest asset of the football game?
Yeah, I'd probably say between my hands and my big play making abilities. I'd say between one of the two, but probably both of those together.
So the team that get Trevon Lee is going to get a great football player and an outstanding receiver. They're going to get a hard worker. They're going to get an outstanding student. They're going to get a great football player in Trevon Lee. Is that what you're saying?
Of course, yes. Exactly what I'm saying.
Who's your favorite guy? Your favorite NFL guy? Who you strive to be like? Who you want? If you had one guy, just one particular guy that you can pick out and say, "I'm gonna be like that guy." That's me. That's what I want to be in the future. That's the guy I want to be. Who is that guy?
I say Des Bryant. Big physical receiver, big playmaker, great hands. Everything. I like everything about him. And I'm a Cowboys fan too, so that helps.
Des Bryant is very explosive. He's a big, strong kid, and so are Trevon Lee. So we want to say congratulations to you. A great first half of the year. And want to wish you a lot of luck in the second half of your football season. You got a lot of big games coming up here. The season not even close to being over for Cardinal Gibbons as you propel on into the playoffs. Tell me a little bit about what your expectations are in this second half from a team standpoint and a Trevon Lee standpoint.
Well, since we're just getting into our district games, I'd say our team goal is to win districts first, and then of course go to states. But we're going to take it one game at a time. I probably have the same goals as my team: just win districts, win the rest of our games, go undefeated, and go into the playoffs, ready to make a run for the state championship.
Awesome. I want to congratulations on your successful for everybody raving about you and everything we can do with the Raw Recruit Network to help you. What we do is help kids, we place kids in the college, and we want to help you as well. And we just want to extend that invitation to you, and just an outstanding football player, and continue to work hard, continue to work hard in the classroom, on and off the field, and do the right things, and great things is in the future for Trevon Lee. That's Trevon Lee. I'm out of Cardinal Gibbons High School, and I'm Derrick Crudup, the Raw Recruit Network. We'd like to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trevon.
Welcome to Raw Recruiting Network, a network that will bring you the inside depths on stories and young men throughout the state of Florida. As you saw today, we had an opportunity to interview several top athletes throughout the state. Got a chance to get into our big board. We discussed some players, and it was an exceptional day here at Duffy's. As you can see, it was crowded. Everybody came out to see the broadcast of Raw Recruiting Network. D, we in this day, man, we talked about a lot of kids, and that's what we're here to do, is to highlight and put a spotlight on those kids that we feel that are working hard, that are trying to get to that next level.
We did. We touched on a lot of points, Tony. We started off in that first segment about the stats and the kids and highlighting those kids on the big board. Then we went down and talked about the private the private schools, and how those guys are prospering and doing very well. And we're getting right into our interviews, and we did great with the kids we had with Trevon Lee, Nigel, Ceasar, Brandon Power, and McNeil. So we have a pretty good group, pretty good crowd here tonight. Everyone here see the Raw Recruit Network, and here at DUFFY'S in BOCA Raton. Just an outstanding place, Tony. Great atmosphere. It's going to get even better. Things on the horizon here for us, and just an outstanding night for us.
And we thank the people here at Duffy's here in Boca Raton, Florida. That's 2122 St. Andrews Boulevard here at Duffy's. We thank them for inviting us out to let us come out and enjoy the nice evening here at Duffy's. And you're going to see exceptional athletes throughout the season coming here on our network, because we are that network. If you want to hear that in-depth story on a kid, to what we talk about their families as well as their academics, you tune in here to Raw Recruiting Network for your inside scoop on Florida athletes.